She's always like that. I mean, she really does have that attack mode going. Bronte Macaulay as well, utilizing the backhand attack, which is kind of her weapon of choice. She's done a lot of damage with that thing over the years.
We're right about 30 seconds into this heat.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what you want to do, get a quick start. Silvana Lima opting to utilize the right-handers, so obviously seeing something out there that both Coco and Sage Eriksson did not utilize. You can see Silvana, a bit more energy involved. Now, surfing is one of those sports that you've got to carry that confidence and you've got to have that energy. I mean, you know, if you're lackluster, if you're not, you know, if you're disinterested, and it kind of comes out in your surfing, doesn't it? It's one of those feel-good sports where if you're feeling good, you're looking good.
She is, Silvana Lima. And she's going to cut right yet again. Nice opening snap for Silvana. Sparky carve to set things up the inside section.
Nice.
And just, you know, perfectly executed there. She didn't try too much, did just enough, adding some spark to each and every turn. That 1, 2, 3 combo is probably the best, you know, combination of turns we've seen yet.
Now, a few years ago, she would have gone for something crazy at the end there, maybe gone for an aerial maneuver, maybe fallen off. But we want to see that from Silvana, because every time she takes off, she's one of those surfers that you're not really sure what she's going to do. Nice, smooth, clean surfing, and then bang, beautiful finish on that wave there. Just making sure she completes her first couple of waves, puts a score on the board.
Yeah, it's probably, you know, due to that extra 5 minutes on the clock. Again, here we go. Bronte Macaulay on her backhand, up, down, out. 26:57 to go. So Bronte, wave didn't look like it had much to offer her, so she'll get right back out there. This was a gauntlet that you had to get through to get that world title. And we see right now, speaking of potential world titles, I think Silvana is definitely in the running. But what for you makes this wave a difficult, you know, venue to win at? And what makes this so important looking at the rest of the year on the championship tour?
It's like a team event where there's that, you know, you don't want to let your teammates down.
Great bird's eye view of Silvana Lima on her backhand now. Speaking of ambidextrous surfing, started on her forehand. Now she goes to the backhand. Quick float to set things up on the inside section. So again, you just see the difference in spark. I mean, Silvana Lima always seems to light it up. She lights the fuse on the beach, takes to the lineup. That's where things start to blow up.
You got 35 minutes. I mean, these are fit athletes, so, you know, come out the blocks firing, you know, show some energy. You can see her just maneuver after maneuver. You can see, as you said, a sense of urgency, mixing it up there again. So 2 tight backhand turns, nice little floater maneuver. So that's going to be another good score for Silvana Lima. She's going to put a lot of pressure on Bronte Macaulay. I want to see the bag of tricks that each surfer has. They want to see the surfer open up, show a bit of commitment. Bronte Macaulay looking like she's going to roll the dice here.
Here we go for Bronte. A little flat on the face to start off, but get to cut back in, and here's where she'll start to build up some speed, driving down the line, looking for the section. She's got it. Blows the tail out the back, so Bronte Macaulay now will be back in this heat. You know, nothing crazy as far as score-wise. I don't think we'll be thrown out for that wave, but I do like that she started to get things moving.
Extra 5 on the clock is going to go a long way for Bronte. As you said there, nothing too crazy out the back. It's just a bit of a transition maneuver, cut back. And now she starts to get that board pumping. You can see the foot right back on the pad. And there, the sweet spot. Beautiful snap at the end of that wave there. So Bronte Macaulay starting to crank it up. She still has plenty of time to go. And she's capable of big scores. I mean, once she gets her confidence up, as is all these competitors, beautiful finishing turn there, as is all these competitors, the ability to win. I mean, they've all got it, you know, and here she goes again. So obviously Silvana on the money.
Pedal to the metal, Silvana Lima, even though that wave was not of consequence, still, you know, just that's a priority thing. That's a positioning play that she's going to get straight back out there. Silvana Lima is now in a spot with 2 solid scores on the board that she is free to perform. And here she goes. Watch out. Silvana Lima dropping in, cranks it off the bottom. Nice snapping top turn for Silvana. It's a beautiful open, well, not quite beautiful, kind of halfway around. You got stuck a little bit through that mid portion of the wave, but reacts nicely to that inside section and goes down. So I think 2 mistakes there on the end portion of that wave for Silvana Lima, but again, she has that luxury of being able to open up, being able to put it on the line a little bit more. I think that wave had a big score on off.
Yeah, let's have a look and see what happened here. I mean, with that higher tide, we're going to see a lot more lump and bump. Nice opening maneuver, beautiful deep bottom turn. Didn't quite get the speed she was looking for there, and had to sort of tap the board to sort of gather more speed, and then A little bit off balance on the end result there. So Silvana Lima back to the drawing board. As you said, maybe opportunity sort of gone begging right there. She could have really put some pressure on Bronte Macaulay with that wave.
Yeah, one of the bigger sets we've seen of the morning. Will Bronte be in position? She's having a look here. This wave breaking, and it's going to give her the roll-in. Uses that white water to help push herself into this wave. And now she's fighting her way down the line. A lot of movement in her board as she cranks it into a roundhouse, but held up just a little bit there. Can she get a big finish? Nice snap, freeing the tail a little bit, but it has to opt out. So again, that wave real bumpy down the line. And it looked like Bronte was just a little out of sorts right when she stood up.
Let's have a look. I mean, big sets coming throughout the back as well. Bronte, obviously not a lot of vertical face, so this is just getting it all set up, making sure your feet in the right place right there. Just needed to really hook into that turn. And if she had it, she would have come out with a lot of speed, and that maneuver would have been a little bit more dynamic. So I thought she mistimed that end section just due to the fact she didn't get the drive off that first maneuver. Absolutely. I mean, a 4-point right out here today is a big score. Bronte Macaulay maybe should have cracked that wave right there.
Have to go, and it's going to be Silvana Lima. And this wave's got a nice section on the outside, cranks it off the bottom. Quick snap, maintaining control through a bumpy section. A big hammer thrown by Silvana. She goes down.
Well, I like the commitment. She's got the lead, and that was kind of a strategic move, wasn't it? Obviously, that's what I was talking about. With that priority coming into the back part of the heat, you kind of go and sit next to her. Is it just a little bit too late for Bronte Macaulay?
And this was that ride from Silvana Lima.
Yeah, look at the attack mode right here. Straight up and into the lip. Almost upside down with that attack.
You always have to be in the peripheral, right in the eye line of your opponent, and letting them know, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. There's 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Now Bronte's got to answer back in a big way on her forehand. Outside section not doing her any favors just yet. Can she make the connection? This wave forming up. Bronte off the bottom, straight up in the lip. That's the attack we wanted to see. Bronte Macaulay with a nicely completed ride. 2 turns out the back with a solid jam on the inside. So Bronte now trying to get rid of a 2-3-7 or even a 4. And I think that last turn is exactly what the judges are looking for.
You need the big outside maneuver. I mean, without that big outside turn, it's going to be super difficult to go into that excellent range. You can see how she's keeping that board moving side to side, building up the speed, and that's just going to make this last turn dynamic. Maybe needed to just kick the tail out just a little bit more. She is surfing against one of the more radical surfers in Silvana Lima, so as you said before, Chris, fight fire with fire.
Seconds to go. And this could be all she wrote for Bronte Macaulay. And that's the sportsmanship we like to say. In the Oi Rio Women's Pro, Silvana Lima gets the edge over Bronte Macaulay. 12.17, a solid finish for Silvana Lima.